Latitude 17 degrees 38 south. Longitude 149.25 west. The Tahitian Islands of the South Pacific. Paris, 1895. And forsaking his family and friends, post-impressionist painter Paul Gauguin sails to the far-off islands of Tahiti, where for the few remaining years of his life he is to work furiously, capturing on canvas all the beauty, vitality and color of this Polynesian paradise. He is to describe these halcyon days on the island as a truly open-air life under a tropical sun that sets everything ablaze. However intimate the thickets and shady brooks where women whisper. Volcanic in origin, tropical in vegetation, today Tahiti's carefree economy is based on the island's main exports of coconut, copra, and dreams. For here in this remote corner of the South Pacific, the dreams we all dream of coral-fringed tropical islands under sheltering palms brushed by sea breezes become a reality. It is a land where each new day brings added enchantment as the mornings pass lazily into the summer afternoons of childhood and the glories of evening. An island whose inhabitants find in each welcome an excuse for a festive occasion. For here are a people in tune with their environment. And like the songs of their descendants who were to settle in Hawaii, the graceful actions of the Aparima tell of the history of the islands, of the coming of the Maoris and the Kontiki people of the South Americas. For these honey-skinned Polynesians display a beauty compounded of racial strains as interwoven as the branches of the jungle that shelters them. And uninhibited, they inject into their music and dancing the savage beats and rhythms of their tangled ancestry. As this was the Tahiti that Paul Gauguin held so dear. Today the island perpetuates its affection for the painter in the magnificent Gauguin Museum at Papiari. Here, the story of the artist's life is chronicled, from his early formative years in Paris to his last days on the island. But the Europeans who introduced the horse to Tahiti also introduced the motor scooter. Tahiti, the island's capital, is a bustling town, enigmatically caught between two civilizations, the old and the new. It is the headquarters of the French government's nuclear testing sites in the South Pacific, and a town whose bylaws allow no building taller than the regulation height of 2/3 of a coconut tree. A town where ocean-going yachts are moored 10 yards from the main street, while across the bay stands the timeless, cloud-crested island of Muria, whose only contact with the workaday world is the daily ferry service that plies between the islands, or the fast, deep-sea fishing craft that call there on their way to the open sea. And here again the artist was to find fabulous colors, fiery light, a palace decorated by nature herself with all the riches of Tahiti. But there is a sense of urgency in the air, for down at the jetty, the arrival of the ferry is a major event of the day. But once the cargo has been unloaded and the supplies collected, life on the island falls back into its regular routine. Father Francois returns to his little church around the bay. And the children, the sparkling gems of these treasure islands, frolic in the crystal clear waters of their tropical home. These then were the scenes that Paul Gauguin was to capture so vividly. And perhaps now it is a little more understandable that a man such as he should cast himself off from civilization to settle amongst these people and to make their simple lives his life. And in doing so, to leave to the world an historic document in the form of the masterpieces he was to paint. The poetry alone sets me free, he was to write, and it is enough to let myself sink into a dream and to paint as the dream suggests. And what a dream it has turned out to be. What a glorious dream.